Are you a single mom who hasn't been receiving child support or a stand-up dad who's getting the runaround, fed up with the system? Well, you're not the only one. In this special piece, News Center 25's Janelle Bluda looks into your stories and takes them to the Texas Attorney General's office.
8 years ago, Wally Glawson found out his then-girlfriend was pregnant. He knew there was a good chance he wasn't the biological father, but he says he was trying to be a stand-up guy. So he took the title of dad and signed the boy's birth certificate. The two split before the baby boy even turned 1 month old, and Glawson didn't hear from either of them for more than a year until she filed for child support. That's when Glawson demanded a paternity test from the Attorney General's office, to which they said no.
Being that it was over a year's time or whatnot, they said that I had to hire a private attorney on my own to prove otherwise.
Unable to afford an attorney, Glawson saw his paychecks diminish, his wages garnished around $500 a month, something he tried to pay but just could not afford.
I ended up in jail.
While in jail, Glawson suffered his own losses.
My father died several months after I was in there. Couldn't get out to go to the funeral. Couldn't say my goodbyes or whatnot.
Now remember, it's still unclear if Glawson is the boy's father, at least until he got out of jail. After serving 6 months and not being able to say goodbye to his father, he got the paternity test he had been wanting, proving the boy was not his biological child. He even had his name removed from the boy's birth certificate, but his troubles did not come to an end.
They're still holding me responsible for another $15,000, and not even my child.
According to the Attorney General's office, termination of a man's parental rights ends the obligation to pay future support. The man is still responsible for arrears that accrued up to the termination date. Glawson knows there are many things he will never get back. He will never again see the nearly $30,000 he paid to the mother, and he will never get back his chance to say goodbye to his father. The Attorney General's office says they were following the law in Glawson's case, but for Glawson, that law has a flaw.
I've done all that jail time and never been convicted of a crime.